All right, so I'm gonna re-upload this because I seen that my audio didn't even go all the way in. All my audio was off after like 4 minutes. So if you want to wait after the story time, I'm gonna retell it so y'all can hear it. So, like I was saying, I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible without rambling about anything. So this is story time. I got stopped by a cop and a gun pulled on me. Like gun was out, pulled on me, finna shoot. Right. So it started off. I'm working for this company. It's a company like you drive like LS. I mean, like FedEx, UPS. It's a delivery company. So we deliver packages and we do like overnight stuff, medicine, a lot of stuff, food, all things like that. So it's type of like that. So I'm working with this company and I was I was driving with the company, so I would clock in on my own time and clock out, and I was making more money with the company. But then they wanted us to, they didn't want that because they were making too much money. So they wanted contractors, which is a contractor like anybody can be a contractor. So somebody who comes in buys a ride, you work for them, and they pay you what they want to pay you. So that was what they wanted to do. So I worked for the company for a week, and then I ended up having to work for a contractor, and these contractors would come in and they wouldn't stay long. They would come in for like a month, and they were like, "Oh, I'm gone. I can't stay with the management, or wasn't making enough money." Cause some of these stops was like some people had like 10 stops, and like you can't make no money doing that. So that's the thing. So I worked for like 4 different people. And the third guy I worked for paid me pretty good because I told him to pay me every 2 weeks, like I was getting paid for the company when I was working with them. So I was getting over 1,000, 15 like a week every 2 weeks. So after he left though, my guy who was our childhood friend, like we weren't friend, but we went to church together. A lot of us went to this church, so a lot of us grew up together. And he came in and he bought the route. Well, the guy he worked for, he was like his supervisor, but the big guy named Antonio bought the route, and the guy I'm talking about, who was my friend, thought it was named Trey, was the supervisor. So he came in and he would come down from Dallas and make sure everything loaded. And he had his own vans, right? Antonio had his own vans, so he didn't use the company's vans, which is regular as hell into. But Trey and Antonio worked together. They was doing a little dirt, but the whole thing, and I'm not even making a story about how they did me. Like now, if you got people you think are your friends and they ain't your friend, I don't care how long you know 'em, they will screw you over. Pretty much, the whole gist of him was he was trying to they wanted to get their own people to pay them less. He wanted to bring his nephews and cousins in to pay them less money. 'Cause they was like just teenagers going to school, so they didn't give a damn about getting paid $200, $300 a week. So they could save $400, $500 and pay somebody 700. Like he supposed to been paying me about 7, 8 a week, or I can pay this guy 200 a week. Like so, that was the thing. It was four of us on this route, the route that was bought, and two of them was a brother and a sister. This guy from Jersey, that was cool. But the brother, like, you know what? I'm not even material for this. I don't think it's gonna work out. So he didn't come in the next day after he found out he was gonna take over. The girl, she ended up leaving after they did something to her with a rental car or whatever. So she ended up leaving, and she kept warning me like, "Yeah, you better watch your back, watch your back." And I'm thinking, I know these guys. I know Trey, but I don't think he gonna do. But little did I know I was wrong about that. And then there was another girl who they didn't give a damn about her anyway, cause she only had like 5 stops, cause she was banging the boss and the last for previous boss. So he would let her do whatever she wanted, but they was like, "Hell no, we ain't finna pay you this much, and you ain't finna you stand out 2, 3 hours a day, no." But anyway, I'm on this route and I'm on this van. I was in a cargo van, like, and these vans didn't have no logo, no nothing. It was just a van. And the dude who brung the van, he looked sketchy. Like this nigga looked like he was probably smoking weed all day in the van, driving it all day. And this nigga rode with me a few times and lied to the boss saying he did all the work while he was just sitting in the van, just listening to music, listening to the aux cord. He wouldn't. He wouldn't even attempt to. I gave him one package to get it because he only got out and delivered that one package because he was gonna go there and get some water. Cause this is the bank we delivered to had like bottled waters. That's the only time he got out. But anyway, so I'm driving by myself on this van, and here's a van right here. Let's take this van so I can make the story better. So because this van was gray too, just like this one. So I'm driving right. I'm in a town like I said, what I was delivering to was like rural areas, county, like looked like this, like how you seeing no. It was without the cars. It might have been one or two cars passed by every 10, 20 minutes. So we was like lonely roads, and I was trying to get back to in town, the town I was delivering to most of the packages to dig my pickups. So apparently the front license plate was not in out was out on this van. Well, the license plate was out, but it wasn't out, but it wasn't a license plate, right? And I would tell Antonio like the dude's thing. He would tell him to fix things, but he would never do it. He like, okay, I'll deal with it and never do it. So the cop, I'm driving through and bam, I get stopped. I see a cop behind me, sheriff, and like, what's he stopping me for? I wasn't speeding. Was I speeding? No, but no, I wasn't speeding. So I'm like, what the hell? Why is he stopping me? So I pull over and I just see what the hell's going on. And I'm like, damn, let me see what's going on with this guy. He pull over, stops me like, hey, I stopped you because you got your you don't have no front license plate. You know, you have to have a front license plate on that. And I don't know the rules for that. I don't really think it is, but anyway, I'm like, okay. Well, I didn't know that. You know, this is just a work van. I work for this guy. Like, oh, you work for this guy? I'm working for this company. We deliver packages. You see the packages in the van. They all in the seats and stuff. So he sees that. You know, okay, well, let me just go. I'm just gonna warn you and everything. I'm gonna get back. I'll be back right now. So I'm sitting there looking, and he gets in the car. And when cops start taking a little bit longer time, you know some sketchy stuff's finna go on. So I'm sitting in this van. I'm like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? Let me see. So he finally walks back up to the van. He's like, hey, I'm gonna warn you, but now mind you, I got stopped previously. Before I tell you what happened next, I got stopped this same day because I was another sheriff. I was driving down a road and there was some construction going on, and they was paving the road right. And the way I needed to go, I needed to turn onto the new pavement they was going on, and I needed to turn that way to get to my stop. But I wasn't really thinking and looking. I didn't think they cared, so I ran in and I ran over their pavement. I didn't really mess it up, but I could have. And the cops came and had me chase me down and stop me and say, hey, you know, you run on that pavement. You know, they had to start all over and all this stuff. And that's why we was blocking the road off. And like also, I'm trying to get to that. That was the only way I could get to where I was trying to get to, because that was the only road to go. So okay, we talked. And remember, he leaned in the van. He smelled. He leaned in the van and everything. So he could have smelled something if he wanted to, but he never did. He gave me one, let me go. So like I said, he walks up to me. He's like, here's a warning, but okay, I need to know where's the weed at. I'm like, where the weed? I'm at work. Like, well, because it smells kind of like marijuana in here. I think I smell marijuana. Now, the van does not smell like marijuana. I know what marijuana smells like. The vans had a smell, like a different smell, like some food, but it wasn't marijuana. It was like everybody has a different smell. Every car has a smell. Everybody's house has a different smell. It was like that. Like, that it's a certain smell you get when you smell somebody's, like when you just go in somebody's house or something, anything like that. But I'm like, ain't nothing here. So I'm remembering there's nobody out here. I'm in a out of middle nowhere road. So I'm like, okay, when you don't mind if I search the car. And I'm not gonna say no, because I'm like, this is just like previously somebody that got shot. I don't know which one it was. One of those cops shooting black for it. It's been like years. It's about a year and a half ago. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So he told me, I get out the van. He's like, get out the van and just come stand behind my car. So I get out the van like this, and I'm standing like about right here while he's in the van searching. Just in there looking at all the packages. Now I see the body cam footage after this happened. I saw the body cam footage, so I see what he was doing. And so he's looking, and he can't find nothing. And all of a sudden he mistakenly drops his own clip in my van while leaning over to look for stuff, and he thinks I have a gun. And he's shot. He's like, oh shoot. Well, you didn't hear him saying, but he's in his head, or they think, oh shoot, he's got a gun. But if I got a gun, why the hell? If I got a gun, why the hell is the clip in there? Why would I have the gun? What the fuck can I do with a clip with no bullets? With a gun with no clip? So he's like, he gets out the van and he comes walking towards me. He pulls his gun out, talking about where's the gun. Now, after this point, it's like 2 seconds into my mind, I'm thinking, this is it. And I'm standing there, just like I'm high up. My guy standing like this. I'm just standing like what? I didn't move or nothing. I'm standing there waiting for him to pull his gun out and just shoot me because that's what I'm thinking. This is it. This is how it ends, and I'm not even thinking about nothing else. But I'm thinking, damn, this is how it ends. But as he's doing that, he says, "Where's the gun?" His gun is out in his hand. He starts reaching around like, oh, hold up, my bad. Come here, let me show you what happened. Let me show you. And I'm still thinking like, nigga, what the hell? Now I'm finna walk behind you, finna hit me in the back of the head or something. But so I'm walking. He said, "Here, let me show you." So I walk with him. He comes in. He shows me, like, he see this right here? Yeah, I dropped my clip in the van, so I thought you had a gun. And I'm like, oh, for real? And like, I'm not a person that do confrontative person get mad, but I'm mad in the inside. But like, yeah, man, he didn't. I don't think he said he's sorry, but it's like I said, he wasn't aggressive to me. But the way he's talking to me is kind of like how I'm talking. He was talking, but he wasn't trying to. Where's the gun? Like that type. But I'm still pissed off, right? So he's like, yeah, man, make sure you get that front like that license plate. You tell your boss to get that fixed and stuff. And so I'm pissed off because I got a time limit to go pick these damn packages, and so I'm missing my pickup time because of this shit. So I call my boss, and like I said, he says he's gonna do something with me. He's like, "What's the number to the cops or whatever?" And then he never did not a damn thing. My sister was trying to help me sue him and stuff, do all that stuff, but the guy Antonio never gave a damn about it. So I end up going back to the cops, to the sheriff department in that town where I was delivering at, like a day or two later. And they sit me into this room. It was another, like the head sheriff, another guy, this yes man ass nigga, and they was like a gun on the table and everything. And they like, we're gonna show you this body cam footage. I said I wanted to file a complaint, so they brought me in there. They wanted to convince me to not file a complaint to show that he was being just doing his job, and he wasn't aggressive. He wasn't being aggressive to you, mean to you, nothing. And he showed me the body cam footage. I saw myself standing there, and I saw everything. How he looked through the all my packages and stuff. And he like, see, he thinking, okay, the whole thing is he thought, oh, he made a mistake and thought I had a gun. What if there was a gun? What if he had an extra clip and he seen that clip and he shot me? You know what? Like, that's a mistake you can't make. That's like, how can you make that mistake? But they wanted to say, okay, he wrote a whole statement. He wrote a whole 2-paragraph page about how he was sorry. So, like I said, I saw like some glimpse of what he wrote, but I didn't get to see it, and they didn't read it to me. But I never talked to this guy again. I never saw him again. And I'm thinking, no, because I want to file a paper, because like, what if this guy stops me again? And you know what the hell these niggas say? They say, well, he knows you now, so he's not gonna stop you. Oh, he knows me now, huh? So if he knows me, I can just do whatever the fuck I want, huh? No, that doesn't work like that. I'm not that stupid. So I'm still there thinking I'm mad and everything, but I'm like the type of guy, like I get too nice at times. And so they show me the video, we talking, and he's like, well, do you see enough to not file a complaint? You know, do we convince you? Like, you know, but the thing is, then one of the other guys, like the yes man ass nigga, was thinking, he's like, I know you might not have drove with a van, you might not smoke or do whatever drug, but I believe there was drugs in that van. You believe there was drugs in that van, nigga? I'm working for a whole damn company. I know the dude I work for was full of shit, but he not. I mean, he wasn't gonna put me out there like that. But that's what he believed, right? So I'm like, do you got enough? Like, yeah, I'm good, okay. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna file. I don't want to file a complaint. I'm just gonna get done with my job. And that was the last I heard from him, from that cop. And I ran around the town. I never got stopped again. I did that town again a few times, but I told my boss, and he did nothing about it. And that leads to a whole nother damn thing where I get stuck in the middle of nowhere in the hot ass sun for about 5 hours. And y'all want to know what happens with that one? Let me know. Or you want to hear the story with the crazy cows and the magic horse? What I said, these are true stories. So that's what it is, man. Drop a like, subscribe. I'm going to see this audio works this time. But yeah, we out.